Hello, hello. God bless you. God keep you. I will be in and out of this video. I'm going back to my old video ways. That live YouTube stuff. I don't like all of that. I only can give you what I can give you. God bless you. God keep you. I pray for peace in your life. I pray for happiness and healing in your life. Amen. Crystal Church, Buchanan here. I want to talk about healing. A lot of people have been on my Facebook page talking about mental illness, physical illnesses, and I had written to a couple of them on their pages. I also prayed for a lot of people. There's a family in particular, a husband, wife, and a child. They were in the process of losing their home. I prayed for them as well as others. I have there's a person that has a prayer ministry online, and so we all pray for different people. We pray for each other, most importantly. And so we've been praying, and people been going through a lot of things, and I noticed it's been the main focus of my page and the people on there. I thank God for social media. You know, it can be used in a positive manner as well as a negative one, but I thank God for the positive manner that it's being used in, and that God has blessed me to use it in a positive manner. Like I said, so I want to, as always, anybody follows me knows I'm always late, but I don't like to say I'm late. I like to say I'm late, but I'm on time, because I like to address what's going on. I don't like to just go into and find something and talk about it and preach about it. I like to preach about what's happening now and address issues that's happening now. And so, like I said, it was brought to my attention that a lot of people were talking about physical and mental illnesses. And so that's where I want to go with that. So I started studying. I did study, stuttering. I started studying last night as well as this morning. God was giving me some verses, so I'm going to give you some of what he gave me. And then I'll tell you how God has healed me. Let's go to, I'm going to tune out for a minute, so don't think your camera's messed up. I have to pull up the verse. I'll learn another way to do this one day. Let's go into John 11, the death and resurrection of Lazarus. Let's start there. Then when Jesus came, he found that he had lain in the grave for 4 days already. He's talking about Lazarus. He was already dead. Now Bethany was nigh unto Jerusalem, about 15 furlongs off. And many of the Jews came to Martha and Mary. Martha and Mary are Lazarus' sisters, to comfort them concerning their brother. Then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him. But Mary sat in the house. Then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. But I know that even now, whosoever thou wilt ask of God, God will give it to thee. Jesus saith unto her, thy brother shall rise again. Martha saith unto him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this? She saith unto him, Martha, again. And right here, verse 27. God had gave me a word, and he said, shut up, Martha. And I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, so I go in and I got to dig and figure out what God's saying. What is he trying to say to me? So when God said, Martha, shut up, this is what he's pertaining to. This is Martha again. You notice in these last couple of verses, Martha keeps talking to him. She's saying she believes that he heals, but she got a long conversation. Martha, she saith unto him, yea, Lord. Like, all right, Lord, whatever you talking about, yeah. You talking, but my brother's dead. She said, yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, the Son of God, which shall come into the world. And when he had so said, she went her way and called Mary, her sister, secretly, saying, the master is come and calleth for thee. As soon as she heard that, she arose quickly and came unto him. Let's go down here to verse 33. When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, Mary and Martha weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled, and said, where have thou ye laid him? They said unto him, Lord, come and see. Jesus wept. The human in him, the human being, the human part, not the God, not just the God, because we also hear verses where God weeps, but the human in him shed those tears for a friend, a real true friend. Friend. That's a powerful friendship when you got Jesus, part man, part God, that weeps for you. Then said the Jews, behold, how he loved him. And some of them said, could not this man which opened the eyes of the blind have caused that even this man should not have died? Jesus therefore, again groaning in himself, coming to the grave, it was a cave, and the stone lay up on it. Verse 39. Jesus said, take ye away the stone. Martha, Martha again, the sister of him that was dead, saith unto him, Lord, by the time he stinketh, for he hath been dead 4 days. Verse 40. Jesus again, shut up, Martha, and listen sometimes. Believe, stop talking. Stop trying to be about yourself. Stop trying to be above everybody and be important and be seen. Sit down and shut up. If you believe, you don't need to keep talking about it. You just believe and wait for your healing to come and wait for God to do what he's going to do. Shut up, Martha. Jesus say unto her, said I not unto thee? He told her to shut up. He probably wanted to lay hands on her. Jesus saith unto her, said I not unto thee? I already told you, woman, you keep running your mouth. Sit down and shut up. That if thou wouldest believe, thou shouldest see that the glory of God, that of the glory of God. 41. Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. 42. And I knew that thou hearest me always, but because of the people which stand by, I said it, and they may believe that thou hast sent me. 43. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, Lazarus, powerful name, come forth. 44. And he that was dead, he was dead, he was sick, he stinketh. And he that was dead came forth, bound head and foot with grave cloths, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Jesus saith unto them, loose him and let him go. Woo! Thus reading the word of the Lord. Shut up, Martha. And that's what we need to tell people, the naysayers, the people that want to stand back and talk about, honey, they told you, the doctor told you that you're not going to walk again. Oh, you better believe it. The doctor told you that you got mental illness, honey. You got bipolar. You got schizophrenia. Yeah. You're going to be talking to yourself. You're going to be talking to people, and they're going to be talking to you. They voices in your head. You know, you have split personality, Sybil syndrome, 26 personalities. You paralyzed from the neck down. You'll never be able to have children. You don't have no arms. You was born with no arms, no legs. How can you thank God? How can you serve God? How can you talk about you love him? You don't have no arms. You don't have legs. How can you have children? How can you get married? Oh, look at you. Look at you. You know, you mentally retarded. You got the mind of a first grader. Look at you. You got a hydrocephalic head. The doctor said you're going to die before you get 6 years old. Yeah. Oh, you're a monologue. Oh, you're never going to be able to learn anything. You're never going to be an actress. You can't act. You can't even read or remember the lines. Oh, no. You're retarded. You can't drive a car. You can't do anything. No, that's what this book says. The doctor said. That's what the doctor said. This is the top doctors of the world. This doctor has a master's and beyond a master's. He has all the degrees. He has experience. Yo, no. If you keep drinking, you're going to die. You'll never stop drinking. Freud, Jung, all of them. If you keep drinking, you'll die. There is no way you could be healed. No way possible. No, I've never seen any success cases of people that drink like this till your liver and kidneys are failing. You're coughing up blood. Your stomach has swollen. Your family has left you. You have no family. You're smoking crack. You'll never be healed. Your teeth are falling out of your head. You don't have no teeth in your mouth. And you're 25 years old because you've been smoking crack and meth. Oh, now you'll never change. You'll never change. You'll never change. All your family left you. You stole from your family. You done took and killed people in your family for some crack. They'll never take you back. You go into prison. You've been in prison 10, 20, 25 years. You'll never be a successful person in society. Society would never welcome you. You're a felon. They're not allowed to vote. Yeah. You're nothing. You're unimportant. Yeah. But God, He's a healer. That's why I said, shut up, Martha. All the Marthas in your life, the naysayers that's telling you that you can't be healed, that's sitting around you talking about you're sick. Doctors are good. Don't ever get that twisted. We need doctors. Thank God for doctors. They're a blessing. But sometimes when the doctor's saying no, God says yes. And I'm not going to preference this. You know, I did my little study. We know that God doesn't heal everybody. We know that He don't bring all the dead back to life anymore like He used to. You know, people have been dead and came back. I'm one. People have been dead and came back. You know, so not as the Lazarus per se, but we know that God heals. And with that being said, I want to talk too about. I did make some notes this time. Hey, we want to talk about, as I said, the most powerful, to me, the most powerful healing. Let me take it back. One of the most powerful healings, there's another one, but that's one of them. That's the second one. That He brought the man that was already dead for 4 or 5 days and he was stinking, and Jesus brought him back. That was one of them. Another one of the healings, let's go down the line. One of the healings was he spit in the ground and He healed the blind man's eyes. He healed a couple of blind people. You know, the main one that people constantly preach about over and over again was a woman with the issue of blood. He healed her. You know, she was bleeding. She touched the hem of His garment. He didn't even talk to her. She just touched a part of Him, and she was healed by the name of Jesus. We talk about that. But let's talk about the ultimate healing. The ultimate healing. The healing above all healing. And I was thinking about the healing and thinking about this lady in particular, you know, that she was talking about she's having mental problems and that a mental illness was flaring up, and she wanted prayer because basically I believe she was saying that she didn't feel like really going out, and she felt herself slipping into a depression, to a depressive state, an isolation state. And so I prayed for her, and I gave her some healing words. And with that being said, I want to talk about the ultimate healing. I was thinking about, I said, well, she was talking about her mental illness and physical. A couple of people got cancer. Some people out here, we pray for people that had cancer, breast cancer, people that's getting ready to go into surgery. And whoa, we sitting around whining and complaining. I almost said the wrong word. I think I went on my tapes. I said the wrong word. Ooh, God forgive me. But yeah, you know, God's not through with me. But I was thinking about we sat around and we complained. We complaining about this. We complaining about that. I had to get my car fixed the other day. Yesterday. Praise God. And I'm like, oh, Lord, you know, I got other things going on with the car and this and that. And I'm like, now this, Lord. And then I'm whining and complaining. And God started speaking to me. And he was like, why are you complaining when you got it? You get the money to get it repaired. So why are you complaining? Who are you that nothing can happen to you? Be thankful that you can get it repaired. Do you want to walk again? Woo! Woo! Shut me up. I'm talking about shut me up. Our relationship, we like, yeah. I'm like, ooh. You know, I pray for that. Lord, let me hear you. And believe me, wow. I'll be like, I'm going to shut up after that. So, my car was repaired and God brought a person that I know. That once I got the part, I got out there. And the person was out there on the AutoZone lot. I know him. Fixed my car that would have cost me Lord knows how much. Fixed my car for $20. But God, I know him and his lady. But God, talking about a man that cares about his lady, didn't do no flirting and talking to repair the car. Handled himself as a gentleman at all times. Fixed the car like that and I went on my way. Woo! But God. So, yeah. So like I said, thank you, Jesus. The ultimate healing. As I was thinking about healing and you know, and y'all know I talk to myself, you know what I'm saying? If it means you're crazy, then hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm flashing there every now and then. But so I'm like, well, you know, healing is here, you know. Then I said, well, darn, you know, Jesus was dead and he came back. So when Jesus came back, the Bible says when he was walking with the disciples, they didn't know who he was. So me being me, I said, well, why didn't they know he was Jesus? Because he had the scars in his hands, but what was the scars on his head? Why didn't they straight up recognize it? Even though for him to be walking, then the wounds was healed. Are y'all following me? He had to be healed because he was walking. They beat him until his spine and all his body was coming out. They beat him till he couldn't walk. He had to have somebody help him carry the cross. So, but now he's walking upright and they can't even tell that he's lame. He's not lame. So therefore he was healed. That's the ultimate healing. When you don't look like what you've been through. If y'all been watching like my little man, I love that. And the way he added a little sermon with that. I'm so glad that I don't look like what I've been through. Because if I did, woo, you see a decrepit, I'd be crawling on the ground. So, anyway, like I said, that's beautiful. And I think that's the ultimate healing. It's Jesus healing. When he died and he came back. And I was reading the Bible. Yes, I did. I was reading the Bible. And some of the verses, 1 Corinthians 15:6 said 500 people. I had never heard that. Never heard anybody preach that. I've heard preachers talk about, I'm not knocking preachers. It depends on what church. I might not have been there that Sunday that they preached it. Hello. But I hadn't heard it. That 500 people seen him. I heard that people seen him and the disciples seen him. But I didn't know 500 people seen Jesus after he died. Get out of here. But he walked all across the nations. That's another topic. But yeah, that's mighty. That's powerful. Not only did he die, but he traveled. Had traveled. Yeah. So, with that being said, let's talk about why. As I was ministering to the lady that had the mental illness, I thought about, well, I talked to her. I had written, and my handwriting's bad because I have nails, so I tap with I've been wanting to say that too. I type and print, and I do everything with my knuckles except for at home. And then my grandma's off a lot. That came from drinking a lot too. But anyway, I ministered to her, and I was telling her about my healing. And when I did that, God was like, ooh, that's what you're supposed to do. So that's why I decided to do the sermon about healing. And what I said to her was, and what I'm saying to you, is God has healed me. I don't talk about much that I don't know and I haven't experienced. And this is why I know that there is a God. You know, I believe in God. And this is, I believe in God. My faith, it sinks lots of times. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But as far as him healing me, I have been healed. And what I was telling her is that you don't claim it. You know, the old folks, that's probably why I'm always playing old music. I really enjoy older gospel. Because older gospel, I'm not knocking the new one. I love a lot of the new artists. They're great. You know, Ty Tripp, all of that. I'm not against anybody. I love that music. I love all music. I like jazz. I like opera. Yeah. I like instrumental, Beethoven, Mozart. I studied Mozart and Beethoven, Schwartz. I studied them in music at Jefferson Community College. So I know about music. You know, I studied that. I had to have a music class. I don't play any instrument. If I did, I'd be on her jamming. But, you know, I had studied the great. So I love classical music. It's soothing. I like elevator music, as they say, too. So with that being said, like I said, so God healed me. And he's healed me numerous times. I'm talking about a physical ailments. And so, but I wanted to bring about my recent healing. A couple of months ago, late 2017, you know, I was having some female problems. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to edit anything. And I'm not going to go deep with that. But I had female problems. I was having pain. Severe pain, you know, and other things that came with that pain. And at the time, all of a sudden, where I was working, I got fired. The one that was sexual harassment, you know, where I was working, I got fired from there. And so that took away my medical insurance. So at the time when I had the medical insurance, I went to a doctor, and in that process, they sent me to a specialist. So when I went to the specialist informed me that I needed surgery. There's other things that they could try, but I had already experienced those things. So therefore, once she tested me, and I went to, praise God, I'm a shout out to the women's clinic. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about specialists. Because specialists are good. Our doctors are good. But doctors know themselves. Some things they don't practice in. So they send you to a specialist. I went to a woman's specialist, the women's center out here off of Dutchman's Lane. Part of Norton's, I believe. Out there. Baptist East. Anyway, out there to the women's center. It's all women doctors. All women physicians. It's awesome. Awesome. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what that means. I had good insurance. I had top of the line insurance. And so I went there. Not saying that because you got insurance is better. Because I didn't have no insurance and God healed me. And I was near death before. So that's another story. Didn't have no insurance at all. And the physician, believe me, yeah, didn't have no insurance. And really was brought from the brinks of death. So that was University Hospital. Yeah. And got healed. You know. So with that being said, so 2017, I was informed that I was going to have a medical surgery. I needed surgery to fix the problem that I was having. And so she scheduled me for a date. And from the date she scheduled me, my insurance had expired 2 days, I believe, 2 to 3 days before that, the surgery. So therefore, I couldn't get the surgery. I don't care who you are. No money, no surgery. So I had the ailment. I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm giving it to you guys. So what are you saying? I'm looking at all alternatives. I'm talking to so-called friends, and they giving good advice, but their advice wasn't working. When you go to the doctor, they got to do this for you anyway. They're not going to turn you down, but they not understanding the pacifications. Y'all remember I'm living color? I need to stop because I feel good. Thank you, Jesus. But anyway, remember I'm living color. The Wayne brother, he always would try to use all these big old words to talk about stuff, but he was just saying some crazy stuff. But the pacifications, they didn't understand the impact of the surgery that I needed. It's not surgery. You could just go to the emergency room and say, okay, look here, I'm poor, fix me. No, the procedure that I need has to be handled by a surgeon, a skilled surgeon. So let me break this down. Anyway, I'm still having the pain. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking my little ibuprofen and little stuff like that. And so I just start praying. But in the process of my praying, and I want to suggest this to you, when I pray, I ask God to remove anything in me. I'm going to be real about it. I don't know if you can see me. Let me go ahead. I can go to widescreen now. I can't really use the mind. I don't know if you can see me. I don't think you can see me. Yes, you can. You see my head. I see my head. You see my head? I'm on my knees. Everybody don't have to do this because some people don't have knees. Some people don't have legs. But if you can, and if you desire, I get down on my knees and I bow down and I get into the praying position and I ask God, if it be thy will, remove everything in me, anything in me that shouldn't be, take it out of me, purge me, wash me, cleanse me, and heal me. And that's one of the prayers that I do. Like I said, most important, I say, not my will, but thy will be done, because I don't want to dictate what he has for me. Maybe he's getting ready to call me home. Maybe it's another thorn, because I had a thorn in my side, So maybe it was a thorn that I was going to have to bear, like the woman with the issue of blood. And so that's how I pray. And that's what I suggest to people. But I don't walk around, and I didn't walk around keep saying, oh, I'm sick, I need surgery. Oh, I'm sick, I need surgery. Oh, come and help me. Oh, I'm sick, I'm in pain. Oh, what am I going to do? I didn't lay in the bed and curl up. I didn't run to the emergency room and keep on asking for medication and opiates. Give me something to relieve this pain. I didn't set up and take a drink. I didn't do drugs. I didn't do any of that. I believed that God was going to heal me. Why did I believe God was going to heal me? Because I remember that he healed me all the time. And I'm going to say this, and I want you to listen to me very well. Is that correct? Is that correct pronunciation? Is that correct grammar? I really don't care. Because I want you to hear exactly what I'm saying. And I ain't telling no lies. I had a mental problem. And God healed me. God touched my mind. He touched my soul. And he healed me. Often when we have problems, PTS, soldiers suffer with it. I'm quite sure they ask God to heal them. But some things, healing don't always come like you want it. And like you request God to heal you. And sometimes we have to bear burdens. You have OCD, people that compulsively wash their hands. You have so many forms of man-made labels. When you look in the Bible, pick up the Bible. I was going to say, I know if there was a Bible in here. I got about 12 Bibles. Somebody was asking me for a Bible. I said, I have some. Pick up your Bible. Get your Holy Bible. Here's the Bible. Can you see it? You see it? That's the Bible. Can you see it? Y'all, you see it. That's the Bible. Show me in this Bible. Like I told the dude that ran his mouth about me. Real. You run your mouth about me. Prove it. Show me in this Bible right here. I don't want to hear about ailments. I don't want to hear about things in here. The man in the grave, yeah, he had a mental illness. But I want you to take and show me where in the Bible it talks about people being schizophrenic, naming it specifically schizophrenic. People put names on different things. Just like they put names on God and they put names on Jesus. You know, you go deep with that. People call it Yahweh. That's what I mean by that. Don't get it twisted and say, but she's saying there is no Jesus. I'm talking about when you get into the Greek and the Aramaic. When you just start digging deep. Hashem. That's what the Jewish people speak. So when you get deep and you start digging deep, you go deep. Baby, go real deep. Don't listen to nothing nobody tells you. I learned that from a great pastor where I was a member of church. You know, pick up the Bible for yourself. But you show me in here where it says all of those things. Those are labels that doctors use to prescribe medication, to prescribe and dictate some counseling to people. And counseling and psychiatrists, all of them are beautiful. It's beautiful when you need it and you bless. Pray for God to send you the right people to talk to. Because a lot of things are childhood hurts and harm that people are dealing with. And as I stated before, PTS, I believe, post-traumatic stress. Let me come out with it. Post-traumatic stress is not just for military people. When children have been brought up in homes where there has been violence, mom and daddy fighting and drawing blood from one another, hitting and shooting at each other. When you've been in that environment, that's just like war. And I'm not taking from soldiers because I just saw one where I have a page where I'm talking to different Mr. Powell, a couple of people out there that are military veterans and stuff. And they post me different issues concerning soldiers, veterans. And a couple of them been standing out. They have been showing me pictures of people that have been scarred. Bombs have blown up in their face. They trying to save children and jump down bombs and stuff, or saving their fellow man or woman, and bombs have blown up in their face. Scrap metal, friendly fire. All these things have occurred to them. And then here it is. Now, I was fighting for my country. Now, I'm disfigured. What do you think that person's dealing with? Do you not think that would take a form of what man would describe as a mental illness? Going out in public and children and adults looking at you and acting like they're sick to their stomach. Or some people coming out and say, oh, you should put a mask on, or you shouldn't even come outside. Or, oh, you ugly. Or, what happened to you? What happened to you? What happened to you? What happened to you? That would cause isolation and depression. That would make a person want to kill themselves. Think about that. Usually that's what is associated with mental illness. I'm not a doctor and I don't want to get into it, but I know how to read. I had taken psychology before. Munchausen syndrome. All these type of things I studied. You know what I'm saying? Those are what you study when you were in school, when you study psychology. I was in a class with a student at Jefferson Community College. And my professor, I ain't lying, he was awesome. Didn't nobody like him, but he was powerful. He was powerful. He would talk about everything. He'd make you think. Man, he was powerful. They hated him. Say a little bit of this. He's a psychology professor. And he made this statement, just a little quick thing to make you think about. And just talk about the mind. And he taught me so much. Believe me, I learned from him. Because I thought I was going to fail the class. Because I hadn't been, to school. And I learned better when I'm in class. I learned better in class. I don't learn classes with whooping my butt. But I learned better. I'm a slow learner. You know what I'm saying? I'm not great. But I'm a slow learner. So I learn better when I'm in class. And I got a C. I believe I got a B or C out of his class. I think I got a B. But yeah, blew my mind. I said, is this for real? He said, yeah, that's it, So, I'm talking about our class was like 40 deep. We start dropping. We got down to like 12 people because they couldn't stand it. But this is one of the reasons a lot of people left. He said, I hate to hear people talking about baby mama. What's a baby mama and baby daddy? Baby daddy, baby daddy. And I mean, that did it. People wanted to argue with him, and they ready to leave and report him and everything. But they didn't understand. What he was doing was making you think about what you're saying and what you're doing. So I'm not going to go deep into that, but that's the thing about it. Be careful when you talk about mental illness, because most people, take us to the bank, most people, doctors, lawyers, check online for one of the, Judge Mathis' daughter speaks about having mental problems. I believe she had a learning disability, and how she ended up getting her degree in law. And now she's an attorney at law. She talks at the big church, I believe in California. Pull it up on YouTube. Don't take my word for nothing. Don't ever believe nothing. Prove it. Prove it. And like I said, so be careful when people come at you talking about you mental. And that's why I was talking to the lady. Let me get back. Like I said, those little labels are not in here. And plus, what's in this Bible is talking about being healed. The man that was in the tomb that was cutting himself and was doing all those things to himself, God didn't put that in the Bible for no reason. He put it in the Bible because he wanted you to see the positive of it. He didn't put it in there and say, oh yeah, the man was cutting himself. He was in the tomb. Jesus walked by and left him. He said, before Jesus got to the man knew who Jesus was. The devil was in him. And I'm not saying the devil's in all people but with mental illness, but you better believe he likes it. He likes it when you have mental illness, because it is true. A lot of people with mental illness, yeah, some of them got mental illness. That don't mean you shouldn't pay for your crimes and you shouldn't die. You shouldn't receive a death penalty when you take and you go into theaters. Yeah, I'm going to say it, my opinion. When you claim you got mental illness, how the doctors tell you got mental illness, you got bipolar, you got schizophrenic, you got multiple personalities and all of these things, and the dog told you to go and eat these people, and the dog told you to go into a theater and told you to go to a school, and you killing people, then you should have your life taken too. And I said that, and I mean that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm all for the death penalty, but I'm not all for against it. I'm bipartisan. Hey, learn that new word. And that's real talk, because you taking people's, you're not healing. So let me put it back into the sermon. You're not healing. You killing. You killing people. And then you sitting around in a cell for 50 or 60 years and you alive. These people are still grieving until their deaths, because they lost their children. They lost their loved ones. Those are consequences. And then you sitting back and you eating and you reading every day and you smiling. These people are missing the smiles of their loved ones because of some mental illness that you decided that you didn't want to get treated. You didn't want to go to God and pray about it. You didn't want to ask God for healness, for forgiveness. You don't acknowledge God, and that's what's wrong with the world now. A lot of this mental illness and all these things that's running around here, people are quick to holler they have mental illness. And it takes a doctor. It takes 2 or 3 doctors to diagnose a person, because let's keep it real. You got people that's lying and falsifying, playing like they crazy. Like your girl, when she took and killed her 4 kids, drove into the lake because she wanted to be with a man. So let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way 100. So like I said, you do the crime, you do the time. You know, don't keep on using mental illness as an excuse for you to go kill somebody. Take it out of your vocabulary. Oh, I'm crazy, and therefore I'm going to go kill people. That's homicidal thoughts. So if you're having homicidal thoughts about hurting somebody else, then you need to go to a psychiatrist, you need to go to a doctor, you need to go to a police officer, you need to go to somebody and tell them that you feel like killing somebody. Your mama, daddy, somebody in there. You know what I'm saying? They play a part in that. You need to tell somebody, and I'm quite sure if you're real mental, people in your family know you mental. So, anyway. Like I said, ask God for healing. People that have physical ailments. I'm not going to say that when God heals you, hello, God saying go back. I know people are going to take that out of context. She said, yeah, they mental. If you go into the law and you study the law, usually, I'd have to go research it more, but if you was retarded, an adult that had a mind of a small child, therefore they would not be given the electric chair. It was certain certain circumstances in which you were entitled to the death penalty. Not entitled, but that you would get the death penalty. So let me back up and say that, you know, but anyway, we need to change our ways and stop, like I said, go to the root of the problem. Stop running around talking about you crazy and that's why you killing people. Everybody crazy don't kill people. Jeffrey Dahmer, thank you, Jesus. What I'm trying to say, because I'm getting off the point. Thank you, Lord. He just gave it to me. Jeffrey Dahmer was not mentally ill when he was doping up the men, having sex with their bodies, dead or alive, and then eating them. He was not mentally ill. That's why they placed him in jail. So God said, shut up. That's what I got to say to follow up on what I'm saying about, you know, be careful what you talk about. Be very careful. Be very careful. Because like I said, slander and defamation of character is real. You can get a lawyer and sue a person. Believe me, when they make false accusations against you, because you got to prove it. So, be ye healed by the renewing of your mind, saith the Lord. What do we mean by that? Paul said it. You know what I'm saying? Paul said he had a thorn in his side. We don't know what the thorn is. People start guessing what the thorn was. It could have been a real thorn. People don't know what it was. But what I do want to say, and I'm going to end with this because I got to go. My spirit. I want to make sure I'm saying everything because God likes me to clear up. I don't want to leave no stones unturned. So I'll make sure I got peace with him. So mental illness is real. It's real. Don't dismiss it. My daughter had she had a friend. I think I seen him yesterday. He has a little boy, and I spoke about it in one of the videos. He was 5 years. He's 5 or 7 years old, and the little boy wanted to kill himself. And my daughter, people share things with me because they know how I am. So they, my daughter shared it with me, and I said, "What?" And I met the dude, and I met the little boy, and I knew the little boy had problems. He didn't want to be touched. He didn't like to be touched. My grandson was touching him, and he didn't like to be touched. But I could, I have a little empathy. I'm empathetic toward other people, and that bothers me a lot of times. I need to be empathetic toward people I choose for my friends. I heard y'all. Hello, but I've learned. Mr. Tyrone sent a video. He put a video out, and it was a little girl talking about keep friends low, keep things low. She was talking to her parents, beautiful little girl, Torianne or something, beautiful little girl, and she healed me, and that's what I should do. Not part of healing too is getting people out of your life, and so let's not just keep it focused on that. Let me get out for her. When we're talking about healing, it's mental, physical, but emotional healing. Let's go there too. And a part of emotional healing is getting people out of your life. Like I said, I've just blocked a couple of numbers on my phone because I started realizing, after the incident with the Reverend, I started realizing I bring damage. I bring people in my life. Can't nobody force their way in my life. I bring people in, and I need to watch who I bring in my life. Most important, I need to watch who I call friend. And I need to watch having friendships with men in particular. That's for me. Let me talk about me real quick. That's what Buchanan need to do. Watch the people that you call friend. Watch the relationship. What did I learn out of it? Oh yeah, I learned. It hurt me, but it helped me. It healed me. And like I said, thank you, Mr. Tyrone, for that video about that little girl, because I couldn't put everything in perspective. It had been continually eating at me. And like I said, it shamed me. You know what I'm saying? But also, a couple of people had some positive things talking about messages, talking about confidence. getting back on your feet. And so I've been doing that, talking to God, and he had already told me, you keep it moving, hold your head up. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm at work, you know what I'm saying, rather than looking, I see people I know, I don't hold my head down, I hold my head up, because I have nothing to be ashamed of. Because you wanted to go around and spread lies and rumors, that's your choice. But you know what I'm saying? Slander and defamation of character. You know? It is what it is. But emotional healing is something that we need to do. And we need to get people out of our lives. I don't care who it is. And if it's your husband or your significant other, then go to that person. You know, woo! Thank you, Jesus. Lord. Woo! The person that slandered me, Rev slammed me, I ran into his girlfriend, one of his women he used to mess with. Kid you not. This is how God works. You know, I'm not trying to bring up the issue. I'm talking about real. This is the God I serve. And then I'm going to get back to some more points. But we're talking about healing. And it was another process. See, God takes me through things because he wants me to know that he is. And then I'm going to tell you what happened last night. But anyway, so I'm at the nail salon. She comes in. We talk, you know, I didn't say nothing to her. I shut up because I don't want to pick. I already knew the situation. And I'm like, God, leave it alone because I'm tired. I don't even want to deal with it. And so she turned around. How you been? Hello. And I had to tell her. So I'm talking to her. Woo woo. Oh, yeah, I've been messing with him. Woo woo woo. You know, I'm not going to go deep into slamming him deeper than that. But let's go deeper. So she's talking to me about her husband. She just got married. She's showing me the wedding pictures. Beautiful wedding. And so her husband, she called her husband over to somebody's house. I'm not bragging or boasting. I'm just telling you how my life, days in Buchanan's life. Hello. And so she's telling me about her husband. She's calling. She said he was cheating and all this and that. And she's I'm thinking about leaving him and all that. I said, you won't leave him? I said, girl, you better not leave him. She's looking at me, and it's a guy doing my nails. You know, it's a lady doing hers. And I said, why would you leave him? Why would you throw a good man away? I said, that's what she wants you to do, throw him away. I said, I haven't been married. I'm not in a relationship. I said, but I tell you what, if I met me a good man, a man that was willing to marry you in a big wedding like that, his mama and his sister stood before God to say they love, that you love one another, and you talking about throwing them away? I said, I said, don't you throw him away. So then she purged up and she started listening. And that's what I want us to do. We are to minister. We don't focus on what our pain is. I could have sat there and focused on, hey, but yeah, you know, we talked about it. I told her the situation. She know it. You know, he been doing it, whatever. But I could have stayed focused over on my hurt. But instead, I got into her hurt. And then I came about to help her heal and to help her maintain her marriage. I could have been vindictive. Keep it real. Keep it 100. I always do. You need to do that too. I could have sat there and said, oh, well, look, she was with him. She probably know about it. Oh, yeah, I could have been real bitter about it. You know what I'm saying? I could have been a Naomi about it. Oh, yeah, you know, yeah, leave him. Men ain't no good. He's a dog just like he's a dog. Go on and leave him. Leave him. Let her take him, girl. Get back on your feet. Go get you somebody else. Leave him and get you another one. He ain't nothing. Divorce him. Take him for what he got. Whatever. Go on, girl. Leave him alone. I could have been like that, but I wasn't. Because I'm not about that. And God didn't allow me to be about that. God let me come with a healing word. He let me step out of my pain and go into somebody's healing. That's what we ought to do. We need to start helping one another heal. We need to pray with one another. Get prayer partners. I had a prayer partner, and I don't know what happened with her. She started telling me something about she went and visited somebody. So how you about prayer? Yeah, I'm a hitter. You about prayer. You supposed to be my prayer partner, but you telling me about how you went to go visit some other place. What that got to do with serving God? If you really about God and about God's word, then you should have kept on praying. But evidently, you're not real about what you're doing. And I said to her face, but at the same time, that's why I kept her back here. When she kept talking about, I like to pray with you personally. Nah, boo-boo. I got hurt real bad. I learned a lesson. I don't need you to step over here. And from now on, I'm gonna find out about you from a distance. You ain't coming up in her any kind of way. Oh, no, I done learned that. And getting to last night, Pastor Carmichael, he preached about shutting the door. And like I said, if you look for healing, one of the most important things, if you don't get nothing out of this message, get this. When God heals you, don't shut up, Martha. Shut up, Martha. Don't think that it's going to come the way you want. God's going to heal me. He's going to take me to the hospital. They're going to do surgery on me. And by the way, I didn't tell you that I'm healed. I didn't need to go to the doctor because I started switching to porn. So as you know, I'm healed. I didn't get the doctor didn't heal me. God healed me. You know what I'm saying? The issues that I have no more. My body's healed and I feel good. And the doctors can't explain. What the doctor would have said, it can't be done. But by God's grace and his mercy, he healed me. And I haven't had surgery. And I didn't have medical insurance. So anyway, my point was, Jesus heals and you don't know how. Praise God, Lord. Bring me back on the point because I don't want to go over with this tape trying to figure out where I was at. Wet the throat. God heals and we don't know how God will heal us. Don't expect the healing to come the way you want. And with that being said, like I said last night, let me back up. I was, people be calling on the phone here lately and they talk about they got the wrong number. So after the incident with that sadist, sadistic evil person, I blocked my number because I don't know how he received my last name. So when I call people, you don't see my number. So anyway, people been calling and it's like who? And then some people telling me I don't accept numbers. I'm like, cool. You might not receive numbers that you can't read the name, so I text you. Other than that, I will not call you. So I'm on that level now. I've learned I'm on that level now. So defense is up. You know what I'm saying? I got my boxing gloves on. I understand now. Back away from me. I almost said that word. Back away from me. You know what I'm saying? It's me and God. And that's what I'm learning too, but I'll get on that. So anyway, so I missed the call, so I look on the phone and I see that this chick, her name is, anyway, this chick called me and I'm like, she said, somebody want to talk to you and they told me to call you and they want to see you. So I'm like, okay, but don't call this number back. So I'm like, okay, somebody playing on the phone. But my spirit said, find out who it is. So I didn't call the number back. I went up there to see the person. They live in Beecher Terrace Housing Project. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, is it a setup? What's going on? But then I remembered I got my helmet and my shield. I got Jesus with me, so let me go see. Because I start thinking maybe something happened to her. So I get up there and she invited me in. Woo! Did I tell you that I was weak? I'm going to tell on myself. If I don't tell on it, then you won't know it. I might do it. Oh, man, I'm talking about burdens was heavy. I smile and I'm talking to you, but I get weak because I'm human. And my flesh, it gets weak. And so, anyway, I had a desire to take a drink. Because I'm like, whoa, the holidays coming up and I'm sitting here. There's places that I can go, but I can't go. And I'm looking at people and it looks like with my eyes when I look at it, not when my spirit look at it, but when my eyes look at it, it looks like they're having fun. I like to dress up. You know, I was dressed up yesterday. I had my little yellow dress on, my yellow earrings in. Y'all see my new haircut? It's pink. Got my haircut, found a barber off of 4th and, off of 2nd and Oak. He's awesome. Cut my hair. I'm trying to get my hair to grow because it wasn't growing with the micro. So, he's fantastic. So, I'm looking nice. Where am I going? Just get into a little self-pity mode. So, anyway, like I said, she's calling, and I'm thinking about, oh, Lord, tell on yourself. Whoa. I'm at a liquor store. You know what I'm saying? It's just things I do. You know, I don't know. Habitual. You know what habitual means? Habitual means habits. Habits that you had formed previously that you still continuously do unconsciously. Sometimes, you know, awake, but not really knowing what you're doing. So anyway, I'm in the liquor store, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm not on the line or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this to help heal somebody. I'm not saying this. I'm saying this to heal you. You know? And so I'm like, man, I should like, what is it going to hurt? You know, the devil talking to me too. He got, that's why I said when you see me moving my lips and I'm talking, a lot of time I'm cussing him out. You know, a lot of time I'm talking to God. You know, and a lot of time I'm trying to convince myself not to do wrong when I know I should be doing right. But like I said, the Bible don't tell you don't take a drink. I always remember that. Don't get that twisted. It said don't be drunk. Do not be drunk with wine. There's a lot of people that can drink successfully. I'm not one of them. But anyway, so like I said, so the cow came through. So that's why I said I was curious, you know, and you know, anyway. So I go over to a house and I got to go bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. Woo! I've been in apartments before in Beach Terrace that look like a Trump mansion. But this place I went into, because I'm like, you know, when God tells me something, I do it, and then I'm looking for why. I'm talking about humble. Nothing in there but a couch in a living room. She got a couch and a TV. That's all she got in the living room. Makes me want to cry. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there, you know, I'm into me, and I'm having a little self-pity. But then when I got there, this lady don't have no furniture in her house. I'm not asking why. I'm not walking in her house with disgust, scared to touch something. Ooh, I might get dirty. I might get a bug. I didn't do none of that. I don't do that in people's house. And now you got the wrong one for that one. But I came in a compliment. I like that couch. It wasn't to be nasty, nothing to be real, you know, because I knew she was hesitating about inviting me in, you know. And so anyway, it didn't look like an apartment. It looked abandoned. It looked like it had been abandoned for years, if you know what I mean. So I'm still thinking, okay, God, why you got me here? You know, I'm making sure ain't nobody going to jump out. So I'm like, why you got me here? And all of a sudden, she has a problem talking. So she has a disability. She has a mental disability. Come on with it. She has a mental disability, a real mental disability, and she can't hear. Let's talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about real talk, not lies that we put on people, not defamation of character and slander. Let's talk about real talk. She has a mental disability. I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. I know that she has one. And which one, like I said, she can't hear. We call it a disability. You know, she can't hear, and you have to continually talk to her. So she's talking to me, and I'm like, what? You know, I'm not being rude, but I'm like, huh? And so then she has to get a speech together. So she's like, can you get me something to eat? So I'm thinking, like, is she serious? She said, can you give me something to eat? I said, huh? I said, you want me to take you to the store? She said, I don't have no money. She said, what I'm saying is, can you buy me something to eat? Did you hear me? Woo, Lord Jesus. I said, yes. I just came out of my pocket. Let me come back to you real. I just came out of my pocket $100-something that I had to come in the house, find some dollars, piece some dollars together, scramble some dollars together. You know what I'm saying? My mama said I'm always crying with a loaf of bread under my arm. So anyway. But anyway, I had to scramble these dollars together to get this part. 2 cents. Let's keep it real for the car, because the car's getting ready to stop. Can't go to work with the car stopped, because that's the situation I had been in. Follow me real quick, because I'm going to talk real quick. See if you can handle this. The car kept breaking down. The car's repeating the same pattern that the previous car did. The sensor, the white smoke was coming out. But naysayers was trying to say that the engine was getting ready to fail. So no, I looked online, YouTube. Woo! No, it's not that. I don't have those symptoms. So you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar. So I went to the one that knows all. So therefore, I went on and got the part. That's another part I got to take back. Point is, I don't really have no money to be doing it. But my God, who is my supplier, who is my healer, my Jehovah Jireh, my Alpha, my Omega. I had $5. I said, here, can this help you? Took her to the store. We sat in there talking. She drinks and she smokes crack. It's on me to want to take one. I got the perfect person with me. I'm going to come to you 100 to talk to you about my torment, what I go through. I'm talking about real talk. I'm talking about, oh, if you don't know, you better ask somebody. I'm talking about the grip on you where you want to. I got $5 for her. I done spent most of my money. And everybody's having a good time, seem like, except me. And here she is talking about she want $5, which I know what you getting ready to do with it. So I'm going to tell her what you getting ready to do with it. She don't want to really go in Family Dollar. That's where you had me take you. I said, do you want me to take you to the meat store? So we go to the meat store. Take her to the meat store. She get to the meat store. She pausing because you want to get the bird, but you don't want me to see you get the bird because you borrowed the money, which I want my money back. So why don't you go into the store, get you 50 cents worth of bologna and 50 cents worth of cheese, and go on and get your beer. You know me. Yeah, I know you because I know me. I know you because I know you. I know you because I know me. Because I was you. Because that's what I would do. Better yet, let me take that lie back. When I was into my drinking, I got to the point where, I didn't do it. And see, all of this is being said. I needed to be at a place at 6 o'clock. So I didn't want to go. Because I was like trying to find a way to find something better to do. So here God put her in front of me. Listen to the healing. I'm telling you how powerful, how awesome God is, the God that I serve. Let me tell you how awesome. So I'm sitting with her. She's constantly procrastinating about getting. I'm sitting there. I'm blowing time with her. This is like 4 or something. I'm blowing time with her till to get to the point like something to find. So we pitter-patting around. Finally, she get the bologna and stuff and the cheese, and she got her bird. So, you know, all this time I'm looking at everything. So I take her home. So she's still pitter-pattering around. I said, well, I'm getting ready to go. By that time, guys like, go to church. A person invited me. They gave me a card. They invited me to church. And I was puzzled about it, who it is, and all this type of thing. So anyway, so Reverend Carmichael, Evangel Church, out on Buchanan Road. Anybody know me know I don't like traveling like that highway. Remember, my car was broke, so thank God it got fixed because it got me out there. So anyway, I get out there. I'm the only person for a minute. Then there's other people there. So I get there. It's not a big congregation. Not like it's a new church that's trying to grow. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the word, I have been praying and asking God for a message. You know, I asked God, what's going on? What do you have for me? What do you want me to do? You know, and also let me back up because God's telling me I didn't take a drink. God put her in front of me. Thank you, Jesus. God had put this chick in front of me and let me see what it's like. Not saying that if I was drinking it was that way, but seeing that somebody's worse off than you and you in a better situation than that, Buchanan. So why are you sitting here thinking about taking a drink, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, it could take you down a bad road? I got you, but why do you want to go down that road? You know, so God was showing me things, so he healed me is the point I'm making. Also, I'm talking to her. I'm thinking that she's older than me. Why is it I find out she's younger than me? By 5 years. I didn't say it out of my mouth, but when she said it, I'm talking about, whoo, thank you, Jesus. You know, God's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bragging about looks or anything. Like, I'm talking about life. I'm talking about life will chew you up and spit you out. And talking to her, she said, woo. She said, you look good for your age. And I was like, whoa. Talking about what drugs and drinking. Not no mental illness. I'm talking about drugs and drinking and crack and stuff like that, what it does to your body. You know what I'm saying? Man, like I said, I'm glad I don't look like what I've been through. So So let me get back to the point. Like I said, so anyway, I've been asking God, like, okay, God, all this is going on. My time's getting up here, so let me hurry up and get out here, and I got to upload this. Then I got to get out of here. I got to go work. So anyway, oh, yeah. I got long-winded. So anyway, I go to the church, and the pastor gives me the word. He gives me the message. And he was talking about being rooted in God. If you're rooted in God and stuff like that, you believe in what God is saying. You know what I'm saying? You trust God. And most important, what he pointed out to me, God will remove, I can't recall every verse of it. God will remove people out of your life so that he wants you to be with him. He talked about how God would tell you to go into the room. And when he said go into the secret place and close the door, never heard anybody preach like this before. Reverend Carmichael and his wife, Carmichael's son, plays the piano. One of his sons played the piano organ, and they sang. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful service. It's a good distance for me, but Saturday service at 6 o'clock. Like I said, if people invite me places, I go because the reason why I go is because I don't know where God's going to have me go. I don't know where my healing's going to come from. And that's what I want you to know. Don't sit back, wait for doctors to come and heal you. Wait for people or wait for the word of God. Wait for God to send you someplace. Anyway, I got there. And he was talking about the secret place. When he said that, what he was saying, close the door. I want you to myself. And that's what he was telling me. And anyway, it's other things. But I understand now what God has for me and what God wants me to do. Right now, I got to hurry up and get out of here. I didn't know the time jump back. But like I said, I was wanting to make a point. But like I said, when you have mental problems or whatever you have, ask God to heal you. God can heal you. He can do anything. I'm not saying everybody. Healing don't just come overnight. That's why I used to always get angry. And I'm going to say this, because God, I be late and God would get me there on time all the time. But I used to hate when people would say, joy cometh in the morning. Whatever pain may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And I'd be like, but when is the morning? I'd be like, that pastor setting up earth, they don't sit down with that. And I had to learn. God is in control of time. God, my morning is my morning. Your morning is your morning. Their morning is their morning. We all have different mornings, just like we have different nights. We have different pain. We have different illnesses, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. Woo, we didn't touch that one. Spiritual. A lot of times when you have mental problems, when you have physical problems too, a lot of it is spiritual. Sometimes, I don't want to go that deep with y'all, but anybody knows what I'm talking about. People talk about unforgiveness, how it can eat at you and cause cancer. I could go deep with you. Have you ever heard of an older person? Don't have to be older. A husband dying and then the wife died, vice versa, from grieving? Come on with it. I can go better than that. I have a cousin. And she told me something, and sometimes she tell you something, I'll be like, girl, she a trip. My cousin, Sheila, I can say her name because she's on Facebook, and she go catch it. She told me something and taught me something that blew my mind, because I tell her, I don't, a lot of times she'll say something, and it's not that I think she's saying it to me. I tell her that I feel it, because it's something that God's convicted me about, and he uses your family lots of times to make you get right. And she's my cousin, blood cousin. She's my blood cousin. She's my mama's sister. My mama Mary and her mama's sister. Her mama's a baby sister, ain't mine. And so anyway, she used to wish my mom was her mama, and I wish her mom was my mama. So anyway, she told me, she said she had to go to the doctor for a heart problem. And I was like, oh my God. She said the doctor told her that she was grieving. And I'm like, oh, she's tripping. How can you be grieving? How you grieving and you gonna have a heart attack? She said the doc, she had been going to so many funerals. And my mother she do the same thing my mother did. Mama would go, if you went to the church, mama didn't even know you. My mother would go to funeral. We used to say, like, she going to funeral just so she could get their food. But mama would go to the funeral. My mother, she would do those things. That's why I hate to see that her death can't be in vain. My mother's death cannot be in vain. I refuse to have her death be in vain. But, yeah. So anyway, my cousin told me that she was grieving. And it's put stress on her heart. And so these things, that's what I'm saying. Events in life can cause you to have pain. I got to get out of here. So anyway, I got to upload this. So God bless you. God keep you. And like I said, there is healing. God is a healer. Call on him. Ask him. Expound upon your prayer. And like I told my little niece, when she said she didn't know how to pray, just say Jesus. Jesus, help me. God, help me. You that I am, Master of the universe, King of all kings, Jehovah Jireh, Mister, he who created me, heal me, save me, make me, mold me, form me to be what you would have me to be. Not my will. Don't take Janice Renee Buchanan's will. Don't take my will, but let your will be done, because I'm foul. If I had my will, I would have took a drink. I'd have took a drink and been sitting there, man, please. I'd have had a drink if it wasn't for but the grace of God. If it wasn't for the chick that needed the money. If it wasn't for the pastors that preached last night. I would be sitting somewhere right now. Man, am I going to lie about it? No, I'm not going to lie about it. I would be sipping and I would be nice. I would be nice. I'm mellow. A lot of times, I don't know how it would be because I hadn't had a drink of me, but believe me, it wouldn't have been no real like, hey, crazy thing. I'd have been mellow and stressed. You don't know about stress. My life is stressful. Dealing with people that's against you for no reason. People lying on you, talking about you, preachers talking about, who am I that a preacher will put my name in his mouth and take it to church? Who am I? And then I got to walk out here and I got to deal with that. I don't have no whole lot of people around me that I can take my burdens to. They gone. God thought, I said, well, darn, did I push them away? God said, nah, he moved them. And that's what the pastor tell me. God's moving people out of my life. Moving my kids, moving my grandbabies, moving everybody out of my life. I'm by myself. I don't have nobody to go to. And the pain and the agony and the stress and the torment that's up in me. I don't have no outlet. You think if I would have took a drink, I wouldn't have been feeling fine? You're a lie, and the devil's a lie if he tell you that. The ease and the comfort that it would bring me, just for a moment. But if it had not been for God's grace and his mercy and putting somebody in front of me that had a need greater than mine, somebody that if I had been drinking, the only thing that I could have contributed to her life would have been another drink. And she already is in a lifestyle where a man is in a life and he's beating her and throwing her in a closet. I couldn't have sat there and testified to her to tell her and direct her on what ways to take so that he don't kill her. Because she's with a man talking about taking her life if she tried to put him out. If I had been drinking, that story wouldn't have came out because I wouldn't have cared. Because I was about me and about my drinking. So God bless you and God keep you. You pray for me, I pray for you. My grammar and my punctuation and all that thing is not great, but I pray that you understand what I'm saying because it don't take a whole lot of work. Jesus didn't have no whole lot of grammar. Jesus didn't physically write the Bible. He had men write it. So what does that tell you? How important is punctuation and grammar if Jesus didn't do no writing himself? He had men write for him. So there is no punctuation and all that when you really get down to it. So all the people that want to do the grammar and punctuation check this. Bye. God bless you and you have a wonderful Sunday.